process of creation, particularly how God made man. It says he formed Adam out of dirt from the ground. Even the name Adam is derived from the Hebrew word Adamah, which means ground or clay. And my question became why? When God made the streets of heaven in gold, why would he make man out of clay? See, God forms man from clay in Genesis chapter 2, but he doesn't reveal why until Jeremiah chapter 18, where he leads Jeremiah down to the potter's house. It says this, verse 3. Then I went down to the potter's house, and there he was making something at the wheel. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again into a new vessel, as it seemed good to the potter to make. Mm-hmm. Now, we have these cliche sayings in Christianity, one of them being, you are made for more. And that's true, but I want to change it up just a bit today and say this, you are marred for more. Yeah. Now, marred is one of those words you don't hear very often, but essentially means to be broken or messed up. And I don't know about your life or where you're at today, but maybe that clay sounds a little bit familiar. Because the truth is, we've all been broken. We've all fallen short. We've all messed up. But grace means that it doesn't matter how hard or messed up you are, because he's the maker.
Yeah. Right.
And the thing that's so interesting about clay is that if you ask anyone who knows anything about pottery, they'll tell you the first step into shaping the clay is actually to break it down.
Right.
As the wheel starts spinning, the clay begins to spread apart and break down so that it can be built up by the hands of the potter. Can I tell you today, the world is going to break you, but he will be the one to shape you.
Yeah.
Something I believe can give you so much hope, even if everything seems to be breaking down around and inside of you, is this. Breaking is a part of building.
Yeah.
The beauty of breaking is that he'll put you back together better. So that it doesn't matter how many times the clay is marred, messed up, or unmade, it can always be shaped into what it was meant to be.
That's right.
And that's called grace.
Yeah.
So why was man made from clay? Because clay allows for grace. Because it was marred, but it also says it was in his hands. Mm-hmm. Just 2 verses later, the Lord speaks to Jeremiah and says, just as the clay is in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand. And can I tell you today, the hands of our God, the hands of the potter, those are some capable hands.
Yes.
See, it's the potter who puts the purpose into the clay and shapes it and changes it into what it was meant to be from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. So if your world feels like it's breaking down around you, could it be that his hands are on you?
Yeah.
Because the truth is, whenever his hands are on, his purpose is in.
Right.
And the thing about clay is that clay allows for grace, but change requires surrender. So I want to leave you with a question today, and that's this. Where do you keep your clay? Is it in your hands, or is it in his hands?
Yeah.
Because so many times in my life, I found myself repenting enough to be forgiven, but not surrendering enough to be changed. But I realized I would rather be broken, but in his hands, than be put together outside of them.
Yeah.
So today, it's shaping season. It's time to get into his hands, into his grace, and into his mercy, because that's the grace in clay.
Yeah.
That's why God made man from clay, because through surrender, clay can be shaped and changed. Because in the hands of the potter, it doesn't matter what shape the clay is in. All that matters is what shape it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.